This is a message for the technology entrepreneur Elon Musk, CEO of Neuralink, 4th of July 2019. Dear Mr. Elon Musk, greetings. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me. My name is Nisim R. Lopez. I'm a 43-year-old Cuban American artist based in Miami, Florida. I'm an open-minded person. I see that you are interested in merging humans with artificial intelligence. Interesting. Well, I'm not contacting you in order to talk about Neuralink. I am contacting you because I want to tell you about a hideous crime that is being perpetrated against me here in the United States of America. Contract stalking and electronic weapons assaults sponsored by corrupt folks in positions of power in the US government. I'm talking here about mind control neural weapons. Yes, I am a targeted individual, a silent hit. I don't like the idea of calling myself a victim. I rather see myself as an empowered individual. But the fact of the matter is that I am an unwilling participant in a classified CIA mind control program, a secret, illegal, long-term, unconstitutional behavioral modification program. We're talking here about unethical, non-consensual, non-therapeutic human experimentation and neuroscience military experiment, torture. The targeted individual program is the ultimate weapon. On one hand, we got heavy, overwhelming, multi-layered, organized group stalking supported by the fusion centers. That is, the FBI, the DHS, the police, and the private sector. And on the other hand, we got trauma-based mind control technology, neural weapons of DARPA flavor, military technology. The organized community harassment is designed to cause a nervous breakdown. They want to keep the target in a state of anxiety and hypervigilance. They fracture your mind. And the remote delivered neurological assaults are there to make a profound impact on the target, the final touch. Trauma is essential to this program. Without trauma, the program doesn't work. The idea behind this torture program, the big picture, if you will, is to select brilliant, strong-minded individuals that question the establishment and to experiment with them. The CIA wants to know, they want to see if these people can be modified against their will in the long run, over a period of years. They spend approximately $1 million a year on each subject. Basically, the program is about breaking a person's will, a personality disintegration program, induced atrophy. In my personal case, I realized that I was a watch-listed individual on January of 2011, but my targeting began way before that. They began monitoring me in 2009 in order to learn everything about me. They hired a woman in her 40s that ended up sleeping with me. They wanted to collect my seed, my DNA. Their military technology is based on DNA resonance. I believe that at some point I was implanted with highly advanced neuronanotechnology that gravitates towards the brain. This enabled remote neural monitoring. You know, brain to machine interface, integration completion. Basically, they managed to link my unique brain signature to their quantum supercomputer. All my psychological data will be uploaded into their futuristic AFS-PC thinking machine that predicts behavior based on past choices. AI-based retrocausation. Since this unacknowledged special access program has many levels and sublevels, and there are different types of targeted individuals, the folks behind the program decided that I should undergo an inversion process. In other words, They wanted to see if it was possible to modify an outspoken, politically incorrect freethinker that does not fear death using harassment tactics and psychotronic weapons. In other words, can they turn a normal person into something abominable? Can they transform something natural into something unnatural? You know, in order to accomplish their plan, they would exploit traumatic experiences that occurred in the past, psychological vulnerabilities. They would follow a strict protocol. Number one, we will not allow, keep in mind, when I say we, I mean these people behind the program. Number one, we will not allow this 9/11 truther to have a girlfriend or a wife. If he meets a woman and he tries to have a relationship with her, we will pull the strings in order to sabotage that relationship. We will contact that woman and we will tell her outrageous lies about the target in order to isolate him. She must believe that the target is either a terrorist, a murderer, or a sex offender. Everyone must believe that the target is a threat to public safety. Number two, every time the targeted individual is out there in the general public, he will be harassed in an organized fashion by surveillance role players that will be enlisted by the local police, InfraGard, Citizen Corps, and Neighborhood Watch. These street-level hires will mess with the target all the time, exposing him to acts of provocation, 24/7, 365 days a year. The target will end up in a psych ward. Then our psychiatrists will medicate him with potent drugs that will mess with his hormones, chemicals that cause, for example, insomnia, erectile dysfunction, and suicidal thoughts. Number three, we will sensitize the target to specific colors. Every time he is walking in the streets, he will be harassed by community-based agents that will be wearing rosy and lilac clothing. He will be exposed to these stimuli day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. We know he doesn't like this, but we will do it anyway. We want to inject this frequency into his subconscious. Number four, every time the target is out there in the general public, he will be harassed by twisted men that will touch their private parts when they are near the target. Dark neurolinguistic programming. We will expose the target to this freak show on a regular basis, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. Number five, we will recruit agent provocateurs that will approach the target and will refer to him as ma'am instead of sir, camouflaged insults. When the target complains, our actresses will simply say it was a mistake. We will harass him continually, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. Number six, scripted directed conversations. We will enlist civilians that will stand near the target pretending they're talking on their cell phone. They will use verbal breakdown tactics. The idea is to denigrate the target, to destroy him emotionally and psychologically. We will inflict emotional distress on the target all the time, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. Number seven, we will recruit men into unnatural practices that will try to engage in a conversation with the target. We know the target's routine and his precise coordinates, so it won't be hard to expose the target to these orchestrated scenarios. We will not allow the target to have a girlfriend or a wife, but we will force him to interact with these corrupt foot soldiers. We will do this to him day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, non-stop. Number 8. The target will be covertly drugged. If the target goes to a coffee shop, for example, we will have an operative there that will lace his coffee with a sexual stimulant. Then we will have a very attractive female that will sit near the target for like about 10 minutes. She will pretend to have an interest in the target. As soon as she gets up from her chair, a grotesque looking fellow, a homeless ex convict enlisted by us, he will sit in the exact same spot. This person will try to have a conversation with the target while acting erratic at the same time. We will use psychological anchoring techniques in order to traumatize the target, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. Number 9. Every time the target is on the internet, electronic corpse will manipulate his cyber experience. The minute the target goes online, he will see an excessive amount of ads that are directed towards females. This will happen every single time he's on the internet. We will not let him breathe. Number 10. No touch torture. We will use our netto warfare weapons in order to rape the target psyche every night, MK Ultra style. Every time the target goes to sleep, we will ravish his mind with our synthetic telepathy. We will implant thoughts, words, phrases, images, impulses, and dream videos into his psyche. Unnatural stuff. The idea behind this is to make him believe that those are his real thoughts when they are not. It will be as if he is trapped in a virtual concentration camp. We will do this to him 365 days a year. Number 11. We will use this futuristic brain mapping technology in order to stimulate certain areas of the target's brain. We can and we will use this technology in order to sexually manipulate the target. Particular frequencies and modulations will trigger precise chemical reactions in the brain. We can for example, make the target feel sexual arousal if we want to. We can also turn off the target's sexuality altogether. This technology is so incredibly advanced that we can even manipulate the hormones of the target, thus lowering and raising estrogen and testosterone levels. So, this is the type of thing I've been subjected to since January of 2011 until the present, a mind rape operation. The puppet masters behind this interagency program have done everything they can in order to break me. That includes sleep deprivation. This otherworldly technology allows them to control sleep patterns and to inflict pain in any part of the body. They have tried every trick in the book hoping to modify me, but their bizarre re-education strategy failed. Since they figure out that I am indomitable, they decided that the best thing to do is to put me in jail under a false narrative. You know, this expendable biospecimen, Nisin Lopez, me, he knows too much about vigilante stalking and mind control technology. So now they want to take me out. What will happen, for example, if the American people realize that the shadow government deep state criminal cabal is using mind control neural weapons in order to create mass shooters like Aaron Alexis and or Esteban Santiago? There would be an outrage.